Hey there, Gemini. Welcome back to Star Lotus Tarot. I'm going to be doing your weekly read from the 10th through to the 16th of September. I went ahead, shuffled the cards, laid them out. Without further ado, let's see what's going on for Gemini. First off, we have the Five of Wands in the upright position, followed then by the Six of Cups in the reverse position. And next we have Major Arcana, the Lovers, your card, in the upright position. And next we have the Ace of Swords in the upright position. And lastly, we have the Three of Wands in the upright position. Okay, good going here, Gemini. Let's see. I'm going to interpret your read now. We'll see what's going on for you guys. First off, your overall energy is that of the Five of Wands in the upright position. Everyone knows, not my favorite card. The Five of Wands generally speaks of petty arguments, drama, things that go on around us. People sometimes try to drag us into it. Sometimes it's us starting it and we are dragging other people into it. Hopefully, Gemini, it's not you guys starting this conflict. It speaks of conflict that involves generally a few other people, all the way up to several other people. It's the he said, she said kind of energy where there's just like a bunch of crazy little conflicts going on and silly little drama that I always recommend people sort of sidestep this when it comes up in a reading, because if we're not the ones, of course, in the middle of it, and other people are trying to drag us into it, I always recommend just sort of move away from that energy, disengage from it, because I mean it generally goes nowhere. It's just a bunch of nonsense that fizzles out pretty much quickly when people stop paying attention to it. Okay, now coming into the week, we have the energies of the Six of Cups in the reverse position. This is right off the hop, right out of the gate, the 10th. You have, this is the past card, the Blast from the Past card. When it's in the upright position, it's really, lovely energy. It's us remembering the past fondly, perhaps people from the past coming back, and us enjoying that. It could even represent a past love returning and all kinds of things like that. When it's inverted like this, though, it's energies that can sometimes be in the opposite of that. It's basically when it can be it's going to be different for all of you because this is just a general read, but for some of you it could just be mainly speaking that maybe you had a bad experience from the past that sort of was revisited, maybe came back into your life. Could be for some of you it was a person that you didn't particularly care for, and all of a sudden, oh, they're back, and you're not thrilled about it. And it could be also, too, sometimes representing a situation from the past that we thought was over and done with. And guess what? It's not. Maybe that's what's causing the conflict here. Something that happened a while ago. You thought that it was not a big deal. It was over and done with. But now all of a sudden some people are bringing it back up again. For others of you, it could just be representing maybe not so pleasant memories from the past. For others of you, maybe you hooked up with somebody from your past and thought it was going to be a really good experience, and it turned out to be not so much. It's just fleeting energies of the past sometimes coming back to bite you. If you were involved with something from the past and it went away and all of a sudden now it's come back again. So it's just kind of those energies. And for others of you, like I said, it could just be minor, where it's just somebody brings up something from the past that you would rather not remember at this time. And moving on, you have the Major Arcana. It's the only Major Arcana you have in the read, is the Lover's card, which is associated sometimes with the sign of Gemini, so that's why I say it's your card. The Lover's card just mainly speaks of a choice. It means sometimes we have a choice in love. Definitely it can represent that for some of you. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe someone from the past came back and you're already involved with somebody else and you're not really sure if you want to, make this choice. But maybe for some of you, you are put in that position where you have to choose between someone from the past and a new person that has come into your life. For others of you, it could just be representing, if you're single, the choice to either stay single or to be with somebody. And for others of you, it could just be representing, it's major arcana, so it could just be representing a choice in a strong pulling in one direction, you know, maybe in your life, that something important, and you feel like, say it's a job offer that is somewhere other than where you live, for example, and all of a sudden you get this job offer and you really want to take it, but yet that would require you leaving your home, your family, your friends, and everything that's familiar to you. So it's kind of like a bit of a monumental choice for some of you. That could be definitely the case. For others of you, like I said, it could just be a choice of staying in a relationship and letting it go, or choosing between two people, or choosing to get into a relationship if you have none. So there's definitely a choice around for you guys. Now moving towards the weekend of the 15th, 16th, you have the Ace of Swords in the upright position. This is, well, good for you because you're an air sign and this is air energy. The swords generally speak of communication, which is definitely important to Gemini. Communication is extremely important to you guys. So the Ace of Swords are really like that because this can represent the beginning of understanding of something, either in our own thoughts or because we get communication about it. So aces generally represent beginnings, so it could be, and the Ace of Swords is known as the sword of clarity, right? So perhaps some of you gain some clarity, and it could be on a verbal level or it could be on a mental level, where it's just you sort of get that aha moment. You think of something and it just makes so much sense to you, and this could definitely help you with the Lover's energy because you need to make a choice. So for some of you, you get that aha moment and you realize exactly what it is that you need to do because you have your clarity here. For others of you, maybe it's going to come in the form of communication, where someone communicates to you out of the blue and explains something to you or gives you an idea of a way to make a choice or an important decision. So either way, the Ace of Swords energy I always find welcomed energy because a lot of times we really need that clarity. And especially when there's a choice or a decision involved, we definitely do need that clarity. And we need truth. It also represents truth. So now, moving on from that, you have the energies of the Three of Wands in the upright position. This is going right into the weekend of the 16th, and this is the card of making a plan and moving forward with something. And I can definitely see that with this progression here of needing to make a choice, gaining your clarity and understanding and your truth, and then you decide to go ahead with a plan, it looks like, towards the weekend, because the Three of Swords is making, I always explain it as the progression through the early wands, right? The Ace of Wands is the beginning of an idea or a fresh presentation about something, about a new beginning or a new plan. And the Two of Swords is putting that plan sort of in action in our mind, or discussing it verbally with others. But the Three of Wands is now we have taken action. We are actually physically moving towards something to progress forward. Really good energy, good to see. I see this whole thing as a progression. Like I said, there's the choice, and then there's the clarity, and now, Gemini, you're moving forward with a brand new plan. And you're putting this plan into action already. You're already physically taking action, perhaps with other people. You've chosen your destination, because in the Three of Wands, there's three different choices, in a sense, or options that he could take, but he has his hand on one. So he's chosen his plan of action already, and he's moving forward with it, and he's physically moving on from a situation. Hopefully you're moving on from this Five of Wands energy. That's the only thing here that, because it's your overall energy, just like you might be having to deal with some pesky stuff over the week. But it doesn't look like it stops you in any way, because it sees, these last two cards sees you moving on here to, you know, to something more productive, because you gain your clarity, so you move on to something much more productive. I hope this reading made sense to you, Gemini, and if it did, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, have a wonderful week. Bye for now.